Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles have had an unconventional relationship from the very beginning. Although royal biographers say it was love at first sight when they met in the early 70s, they went through some pretty big obstacles before they wound up together. And however this love was not divine, it is definitely human. On February 10, 2005, Prince Charles announced an engagement to his longtime sweetheart, Camilla Parker Bowles. Their relationship began in the early 1970s, but Camilla did not fit the royal family led by Elizabeth II as the wife of the heir to the throne, being not marriage material. Since then, they have separated and reunited several times and experienced unhappy marriages, adultery, ridicule, and hatred of British society. But almost half a century later, it was Elizabeth who put the final point in the recognition of Charles and Camilla's relationship. She announced that Camilla would officially receive royal status as soon as Charles became the new king. So let's trace the most memorable milestones in their story together. According to the BBC, Charles and Camilla first met at a polo match at Windsor Great Park. Some sources claim that Camilla's first line to Charles was, "My great-grandmother was the mistress of your great-great-grandfather. I feel we have something in common." However, historian and The Crown advisor Robert Lacey wrote in The Crown, the official companion volume 2, that Charles says they met through their friend Lucia Santa Cruz, something Lucia later said was true. Either way, Charles and Camilla started dating and spent a lot of time together. In the end, Charles was sent off to sea for the Royal Navy, and the two ended their relationship. Today, some historians and biographers say that the royal family could have avoided all further scandals if they had immediately allowed their heir to the throne to marry Camilla. But in the 1970s, this was out of the question. Camilla came from a wealthy but not too noble family of the gentry, the English untitled petty nobility. But even that was not the main thing. The reputation of the future princess was important to the royal court. The family was literally fixated on the fact that Charles' chosen one must be a virgin. Back in 1971, journalists compiled such a dossier on Camilla that made Elizabeth II simply horrified. Camilla, with her passions and manners, and with numerous love affairs, did not correspond to the image of a pious lady. After returning, Prince Charles found out that Camilla was engaged to another person, and in April 1973, Camilla marries Andrew Parker Bowles, an army cavalry officer 7 years older than she is and who had previously dated Prince Charles' sister, Princess Anne. Some biographers of the royal family believe that the passion of Camilla's life was not Prince Charles at all, but Andrew Parker Bowles. Camilla fell in love with him at the age of 17. Since then, they have been separated because of Andrew's constant betrayals, but after all, they have come together again. Therefore, when he returned again, but already with a wedding ring in his hands, Camilla happily agreed to marry him. Even though Prince Charles was very sad when he read about it in the newspaper, this marriage didn't end the friendship between Charles and Camilla. In fact, Prince Charles became the godfather of their son Tom. In 1978, Prince Charles turned 30 years old. The royal family thought about marrying the heir to the throne. During this time, Charles had several fleeting love stories, but to find candidates who would correspond to the royal family values was already difficult in aristocratic circles at that time. So, the royal family urgently began to look for a bride for Charles, and the choice fell on the younger sister of his ex-girlfriend Sarah Spencer Diana. She perfectly suited the requirements of the court. She was from a noble, albeit impoverished family, and had a reputation as a quiet and modest girl. But the main thing is that she had no known romantic relationships before Prince Charles. On February 6, 1981, Charles proposed to Diana. A few weeks later, during an interview, Charles and Diana were asked if they were in love. Diana responded, "Of course," while Charles said, "Whatever love means." On July 29th, Charles and Diana got married. Camilla, of course, attended their wedding. Diana knew Camilla even before the wedding and knew that she and Charles were connected by more than just friendly relations. In fact, from the first days of their marriage, she began to suspect that Charles and Camilla were dating behind her back. Charles and Diana will go on to have two sons, Prince William, born in 1982, and Prince Harry, born in 1984. However, their relationship soon becomes rocky. According to People, Charles and Camilla began having an affair in 1986, despite both being married to other people. Later in 1995, during an interview with BBC One's Panorama, Diana spoke about Camilla's relationship with Charles, saying, "There were three of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." In 1989, Diana confronts Camilla saying that she knows about the affair. She stated, "I know what's going on between you and Charles, and I just want you to know that." In 1993, the press published intimate phone conversations between Charles and Camilla, as well as of Diana with one of her lovers. The royal house had to officially admit that Charles and Diana have not lived together for a long time and announced the beginning of the divorce procedure. When Charles appeared in a TV documentary about himself in 1994, he was asked about the rumors of his affair with Camilla. When asked if he had been faithful and honorable to Diana, he said, yes, until it became irretrievably broken down, us both haven't tried. When asked about Camilla, he said, "She has been a friend for a very long time and will continue to be a friend for a very long time." In 1996, all formalities regarding the divorce of Diana and Charles were completed. In terms of reputation, there was nothing to lose, so the prince finally decided not to part with his longtime lover Camilla, who had also gone through a divorce a year before. He expected to gradually prepare both the royal family and the public for their marriage. But something unexpected happened. In August 1997, Diana died in a car accident. It became a tragedy on a global scale. The public immediately accused Camilla of almost causing the accident. After that, there was no question of their coming out into the world together with the prince. The queen demanded that Charles leave Camilla, and when he refused, Elizabeth and Philip did not come to a private party in honor of their son's 50th birthday in 1998. But in the 1999, the two were finally photographed together in public, leaving a birthday party for Camilla's sister Annabelle Elliott at the Ritz Hotel in London. At first, the couple simply tried to appear in public as little as possible. In 2000, Elizabeth II met Camilla for the first time at a private event. In 2003, the couple moved to Clarence House, the former residence of members of the British royal family. And on February 10, 2005, Charles and Camilla announced their engagement, almost 35 years after they met. On April 9th, Charles and Camilla married at a civil ceremony at Windsor Guildhall. Prince William was the best man. The Queen and Prince Philip did not attend the ceremony, but they did attend the reception and official blessing at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. Having become part of the royal family, Camilla tries not to attract too much attention to herself. After the wedding, she received all the titles of Charles, including the Princess of Wales. But as a sign of respect for Diana, Camilla does not use this title. She chose a less loud one, the Duchess of Cornwall. On April 9, 2015, Charles and Camilla celebrated their 10th anniversary. An image on the Clarence House Instagram showed the two in their garden at Birk Hall, Scotland. That same year, during an interview with CNN, Charles talked about his relationship with Camilla. He said, "It's always marvelous to have somebody who, you feel understands and wants to encourage. Although she certainly pokes fun if I get too serious about things, and all that helps." In an interview with The Mail on Sunday in 2017, Camilla opened up about how she was treated by the media and the public when the news of her affair with Charles broke. She said, "I couldn't really go anywhere. It was horrid. It was a deeply unpleasant time, and I wouldn't want to put my worst enemy through it. I couldn't have survived it without my family." Charles and Camilla are already married for more than 17 years, and until recently, the last question remained unresolved. What title Camilla will receive after Charles ascends the throne? In British custom, the wife of the reigning king is called the Queen Consort, but the husband of the reigning queen is called the Prince Consort, not the King Consort. After her engagement to Charles in 25, Camilla was expected to become an exceptional princess consort, meaning the king's wife without the royal title. But Elizabeth II still decided not to break the tradition, and in a recent address in honor of the 70th anniversary of her reign, she said that she wanted Camilla to automatically become queen consort after the coronation of Prince Charles. When, in the fullness of time, my son Charles becomes king, she wrote, I know you will give him and his wife Camilla the same support that you have given me, and it is my sincere wish that when the time comes, Camilla will be known as Queen Consort as she continues her own loyal service. Queen Camilla's title became official following Queen Elizabeth's death and King Charles' accession to the throne in September 2022. A statement from the royal family read, "The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow." And after that, the unconventional love story of now King and Queen continues. Don't forget to press that bell button and subscribe to our channel to always be in tune with celebrity news.